My gym buddy, she told me a story that stuck with me. She used to work with a woman who was almost completely deaf. I mean, she had very limited hearing. And yet, my friend said something to me that was surprising. This lady was one of the best conversationalists I've ever met. Why? Because she actually listened. She had to. She read lips, she paid attention to context, she noticed the smallest shifts in expression, tone, and body language. Nothing got past her. So when you talked to her, you felt it. You felt heard. You felt understood. You felt like what you were saying actually mattered. Now, one day, my friend, she walked into her coworker's office and saw her on the phone, which, of course, didn't really make a whole lot of sense because she could barely hear. So when she got off the call, my friend asked her, "Hey, I don't mean to pry, but who exactly were you talking to?" She smiled and nodded. "My mom." And that led to the obvious follow-up questions. How does that even work? There's no lip reading, almost no hearing. How do you have a conversation like that? And her answer was incredible. She said, "We've talked my whole life. I know her voice, her cadence. I know what she's going to say before she says it. I don't need every word. I just need pieces, fragments, and I understand." Think about that for a second. She didn't even need full sentences. She didn't need perfect clarity because she had spent so many years listening so intently that understanding became second nature. And when I heard that story, it hit me. This wasn't just about hearing, that's about connection. That's about learning someone so well, paying attention so closely that you don't just hear their words, you understand the meaning. And made me realize something else as well. We've lost that. In a world that's distractions 24/7, there's screens and noises and notifications and music and endless scrolling. We've lost the art of listening. Not hearing, listening. When's the last time you sat down with someone and gave them your full attention? No phone, no TV in the background, no distractions. Just two people having a real conversation. When's the last time you noticed the way someone's voice changed when something really mattered to them? Or caught the moment when they didn't say something, but you knew exactly what they meant anyways? That kind of listening is rare nowadays, but it's powerful. Because when you truly listen, you are not just collecting the words they say, you're understanding a person. So here's my challenge for you today. Go have one of those conversations. Find a quiet place, put your phone away, and sit down with somebody and ask them a simple question. How are you? Really? And then listen. Not to respond, not to fix, not to wait for your turn to talk. Just listen. Listen how they speak, how they pause, how their tone shifts when something really matters to them. Learn their cadence. The way that that woman knew her mother's. Because that's how real connections happen. And, well, there's another side to this as well. If someone who you happen to know, or maybe it's you, talks a lot, maybe you share your ideas, you lead meetings, you give advice, I want you to pay attention to something. Are people actually engaging with what's being said? Are they leaning in? Are they responding? Or are they just being talked at? Because it doesn't matter how great your message is. If no one feels connected to it, it won't land. Communication isn't just about what you say, it's about how it's received. And that requires awareness. It requires presence. It requires listening just as much as speaking. And there's one more thing. If you ever felt like you were limited by anything, a weakness, a flaw, a disadvantage, remember this story. A woman who could barely hear had a full conversation on the phone with her mom. Not because her limitation disappeared, but because she adapted. She paid attention, she learned deeply, and she turned what looks like a weakness into a strength. So maybe the lesson is this. Listen better, speak with intention, and don't let your limitations define what's possible. Because connection isn't built on perfect words. It's built on presence. So go out, have a real conversation, and actually listen to someone. You might be surprised how much you've been missing.